Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, New Powerpuff Girls, Star vs. The Force of Evil, and Ruby. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Sam Quattro.
Hello.
And Allie Martin.
Hello.
Today, Sam, Allie, and I will be discussing the 2016 Japanese animated release Your Name by director Makoto Shinkai, aka Kimi no Nawa, branded as Your Name probably wherever you are listening to this. And we will get into all aspects of this film. We'll be starting spoiler free, so if you have not seen this movie, you're okay until I say we're starting spoilers. I assume most of you have not yet seen this movie because it has not yet been released in the United States, and a bunch of other countries. So, you're good. You can get our recommendations on the film, and eventually in 2017, later this year, it will be released in the US in some form, I assume. But yeah, Your Name, Makoto Shinkai's latest film. We'll get into that. Very exciting. You can check out everything about us at overlyanimated.com, or you can search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or your other favorite podcatcher. So yeah, like I said, no US release yet. It had like a week of LA screenings, which is why like the dub exists. It had its Oscar eligibility screenings in LA already. So,
okay.
It hasn't had a wide release. So, I think it's been released in other countries. Definitely had a big release in Japan, last year over the summer. And, it's Japan's second highest domestic, grossing film behind Spirited Away. Very, big deal this film's been. $288 million worldwide. That's pretty big. And, Makoto Shinkai, the director of 5 centimeters per second, among other movies, pretty prominent director. So again, we're spoiler free here. Let's get into initial thoughts on the movie. I guess let's start with Sam, me and Sam have seen the movie more recently. Allie's seen it a while ago, so there's context for that. So Sam, what are your general thoughts on Your Name?
Okay, so in the beginning, I was kind of like, I'm not really into this. This just sort of seems like a Freaky Friday sort of thing. I didn't really get the big deal about it. But as it went on, no, it's very charming and like nice, and there are like some really amazing like scenes, animation wise, and just mood wise and dialogue and whatnot. But yeah, I ended up like really liking it. It was good. Thumbs up.
Yeah, for reference, there's kind of like a big tonal and otherwise plot shift around 50 minutes into the movie that we're not going to discuss like the spoilers of it, so we'll be like vague about that. But yeah, that's kind of what Sam's referring to. Allie, so when did you originally see this movie? And what are your thoughts on Your Name?
Well, I think it came out probably illegally online, like whenever it did in the summer, and then I watched maybe like 3 times because I loved it so much. But I'd seen like Makoto Shinkai's other work, and I mean, you guys, and Dylan, I'm assuming you know like his other stuff, so I really liked him before this movie. But I think this and probably 5 centimeters per second is like my favorite things that he's done. So I mean, I really enjoyed it. I went in knowing kind of how like cliche it was going to be, and it was in a lot of ways, but I still enjoyed it a lot. And the animation was flawless in my opinion. The music was amazing, like the soundtrack on Spotify. I still listen to it. I really enjoyed it the first time around.
Nice. Yeah, have you seen this in, so me and Sam have only seen this in like 480p. Like I don't think there's a higher release available. And have you seen it in higher quality?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I saw it with the Chinese subtitles and everything.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't remember. I think I might have. No, I lied. I didn't see it over the summer. I saw it when I came back from the summer.
There you go. So yeah, I was okay. But yeah, so none of us have seen this in its like true form, in its final form. But yeah, from what we can,
its final form.
From what we can tell, this film is incredibly gorgeous. I mean, Makoto Shinkai is known for his scenery work and stuff like that, a lot like Miyazaki. I've only seen 5 centimeters per second of his works as of now. Yeah.
I lied again. I did see it over the summer. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, we'll nail this down. But I definitely want to see like Garden of Words and his other stuff. But he definitely has like he has a type of movie, so you kind of understand.
I wanted to talk to you about Garden of Words actually, because You would love it.
Yeah, we'll do that at some point. We'll cover his other works. Yeah, Your Name, I think this film is incredible. I think it's really, really good. I love all parts of this movie. There's definitely like two parts to it. There's kind of the slice of life comedy anime section, and then there's more of a dramatic part later. I love both of them a ton. I really like the first 40 minutes of this film. I can understand why Sam wouldn't be as into it, but like I really like it.
Thanks.
That was why I didn't think you would like it. Actually, I'm really glad to hear you did.
Yeah, it's this. I think this movie is so good. Like, this is in contention for my top movie of the year overall. Before this, I was like, okay, Moana is the best animated film of the year. I think this is better.
Honestly, it's way better.
I don't think it's like, they're different types of movies, obviously. I don't think it's like clear.
It's hard to compare the two.
It's very different, yeah. This movie does a lot of incredible character and narrative work. There's a lot of, there's a lot of storytelling elements to this movie, which I think are really well done. Like, this movie really takes its time in the beginning, setting up its characters and its, and the, kind of the setup for its narrative. And I think it really pays off because you have emotional connection to everyone. And then it also has like a 40-minute climax or something like that, which I also think works for this film. There's a few scenes in here, which we'll get into in spoilers, which I think are, so a few scenes of the year. I think that the characters are wonderful. The animation is incredible. The music, again, like Ali said, is really good in this movie. And this is really, really good, also, and it is a must see, I would say.
I should have pointed out the voice acting. I mean, we're gonna get into it because it's really well done. Yeah. Like the main two characters. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah. I mean, the initial premise for the movie is kind of a body swap thing. So both voice actors, and that's like in the first 5 minutes, both voice actors have to take on kind of two roles for this. And, I think especially, Mitsuha's voice actress, Simone, Kamishiari. Both of them are really, I couldn't get through her name.
What is it?
Kamishiraishi. Anyway.
Kamishiraishi.
Yeah, I think that's it. And, Ryosuke Kamiki, Taki's voice actor. They're both really good. I think
both of them did a fantastic job with the, like the dialect and the accent.
Yeah, that's true, because there's also dialectal differences, which me and Sam aren't going to pick up.
Well, when I say dialect, I mean like masculine and feminine.
Well, there's also the masculine, but that's the main kind of difference. I feel like this film's going to lose a lot in dubbing. There's a lot of elements to this.
It's gonna lose so much.
This film is kind of predicated on differences in Japanese language a little bit. So I would say
I was wondering how they would do a dub.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Somebody could have a southern accent, and somebody could have like a New York accent.
Yeah,
there you go.
So they could do that.
Oh my god.
There's also just like the there's
hey, I'm Taki.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm Taki.
That's how they're going to do it. Yeah. Sam cracked the code. There's the,
I work at a restaurant.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Why? Okay. I guess that's what they would do for that.
Is that how people from New York talk, Sam?
I don't know.
Is that how we talk?
Yeah, that's how it works. There's also like the kataware doke stuff, which I think is going to not translate. And then there's the, at one point, when she's in his body, like, she uses the female version of I, and like his friends are like, what? So I don't know how they're going to translate that. Stuff like that. So I would say try to see this in.
They're not going to be able to.
Yeah, that doesn't translate. So I mean, they'll think of something, translators are very good. Like,
it's going to be like, dude.
Yeah, they'll be like, dude. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. This is, this is something that happens, but, I would say see it in Japanese with subtitles, probably, but then again, we haven't seen the dub.
I want to watch the dub. I want to see how different it is.
See it in Japanese.
Yeah, I would see the dub first and see it. But
I would just watch the dub to see how different it is, but for the movie, I'd say please watch it in Japanese first.
Well, apparently the dub is being done by Funimation.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Funimation does.
Oh, then it can't be that bad. Funimation does a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's fine. It's just I wonder how much of the stuff is going to be lost. It's not like this is like a super plotty movie. They'll be able to pick up on it. Anyway, this is a very this is a typical Makoto Shinkai film. Like, I mean, I've only seen 5 centimeters per second. This film is so 5 centimeters per second, and it's very to a certain extent is very societal conforming. It's just like a very straight romance, but it's also kind of not, I think, a little bit, and we'll get into that. So it has that element, and it's kind of this very high emotion, sappy stuff, and that tends to work for me. So I think depending on what type of person you are. Yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's got, just some of the highest, kind of, cinematic emotional experiences you'll see this year. So, I guess that's what I've got to say for the non-spoiler section. Any closing thoughts before we get into it?
Howdy, y'all.
No, I don't think
Konnichiwa.
that's Konnichiwa.
I don't remember how to pronounce her name. I'm sorry.
Mitsuha.
Mitsuha.
Yeah.
Howdy, y'all.
I don't think that's how
Mitsuha.
she'd talk. No, I don't think so.
No? You sure?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We'll see.
That would be her imitate. No, wait, yeah, no, she would be for herself.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, we're getting to spoilers. Spoilers start now. For Your Name. Seriously though, you shouldn't listen to this if you haven't seen the movie. Like, you should try to go in with that. It's not like there's a ton of spoilers for this movie, but there's like a shift, which I think you should be preserved. So, I'd heavily recommend not listening, but some people would listen anyway. So, Sam would be one of the people who would listen anyway, but that's okay. So,
Yeah, well, I read Wikipedia before everything.
yeah, I don't encourage them. But okay, so
Well,
let's talk. Okay, let's talk.
don't let Dylan get you down, guys. That's
Okay,
what
let's
I'm
talk
saying.
the movie in general now. So the one thing I want to most talk about is there's a lot of stuff to talk about, but I think specifically the highlight of the movie for me is the like I mentioned before, the Kataware Doki scene with the Twilight scene where they're kind of like passing by each other and they're like on different planes or something, so they can't like actually see each other, but they know they're there, like, and like hear them or something. And then it like, Twilight comes and then they like merge into the same one. And then they're behind this like cloud backdrop and they have that whole thing. That's like, that's one of the scenes of the year for me. I think that was so well done and incredible. Thoughts?
I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. That was like one of the best scenes I've ever seen in my life.
It's interesting because like, it's not so played for straight, genuine romance emotion when they do get there.
Yeah.
Then she's like, oh, you drank my, chewed wine, like, hentai.
My sake, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was
And then
actually...
they spent way too long talking about, like him grabbing her boobs.
Yeah, they talk
like that. And that frustrated me because I was like, you could have spent this time writing each other's names on yourselves, but you're too busy complaining about groping.
I will say this movie is going to be, I think this movie like could have a chance of like having like actual worldwide acclaim in terms of like Oscar talk, but it's a little bit too anime with the boob stuff and in this Kataware Doke scene trying to catch eye up.
I wonder if that would be like controversial. Some places. I
assume not, but I actually like the way they did that. Yeah, because it's they didn't just do straight up played for emotion in that scene.
That's what I was saying. Like, I mean, they do it, but it's done in a way that makes it okay. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's nothing they do is like super bad. This is a very this isn't like a super perverted anime stuff. It's an anime, but it's nothing's terrible.
What really threw me off? It has an anime opening, and I did not expect that.
Yeah. I mean,
American.
That opening's interesting because they give away a ton of the ending. You don't know it at the time, but like I went back to watch it, but the ending shows them grown up, and like that's the beginning of the movie. Actually, is them grown up searching for each other. So, and by grown up, I just mean 5 years later. That's all I mean, like the ending of the movie. But yeah, it's
5 years. Ooh.
That's what the ending of the movie is. 5 years later.
I know, but there's like the time thing, Dylan.
Yeah, so he's gonna be.
We haven't even talked about that yet.
Okay, so that's one of the big twists is is that she's 3 years older than him, and this is taking place. One of my favorite elements of the narrative is that these are non-linear timelines intersecting back and forth. She is from the past, and they are jumping kind of into the past and present with that. So yeah, at the end of the movie, he would be probably 22, and she would be 25, I would say.
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like the Lake House meets Freaky Friday.
Yeah. There's something I should have said in the beginning. I think this is the best body swap I've ever seen.
Was she the older one? I thought he was the older one.
No, she's the older one. Right? Because they're the same age, and this is taking place 3 years in the past, so she'd be older than him. You have to.
Oh, she is the older one, right? Yeah.
Age doesn't matter.
I was about to say, okay, yeah, I think this is the best body swap story I've seen. Sam, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I have to
no disrespect to Freaky Friday
or rewatch Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee.
Or
I actually saw that in theater, so I have a lot of sentimental memories with
Yeah.
that. I have to go back and check, but it was all right. I don't know. I'm not really into body swapping sort of
I think
narratives.
this does it so well. Well, let's hold off on that. And I think this is better than the Steven Universe episode Body Swap, which I loved so much.
Sir,
Well, Dylan, you have not seen the Buffy body swap, and that body swap is
true.
the best one.
I should watch. I haven't seen all Body Swaps, so I can't judge.
yeah,
all.
look out for the new body swap podcast.
That one's up there. I think it's like
Yeah,
up there.
that could be a off to talk
Body
about all the different body swaps. So
Let's just go on TV tropes and look up how many body swaps there were and just make a podcast out of all of them.
yeah, but the Steven Universe episode was very good. But I thought this was so good. Let's talk about why. I think these first 40 minutes can kind of stand on their own in their their quality. I just think they handle this in such an interesting way. They genuinely explore what it means for both of them to be in each other's lives. They explore the differences that both of them have. And a lot of it is just masculine versus feminine, what gets into, but they also get into really interesting dynamics. They go there with her and his body romances the college girl. So they go there.
It's kind of gay.
It was pretty gay, I would say. This is a pretty straight movie, but there's a lot of, I would say, pretty gay elements.
It's really gay. It's
Yeah.
really, really gay.
So I would say let's talk about it. I'd say there's three really big gay elements. There's that. There's what's her name? There's
Gay elements. Can this be a segment we have?
yeah, hashtag
the new what's gay in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, there's Alcudera Senpai. Her romancing her when she's in his body. That's kind of confusing, but yeah. There's that. There's in this my second favorite sequence of the movie, which I'll talk about in a second. There's she's I'm gonna forget their names. Let's type. Mitsuha is saying Taki, why is there a girl in love with me? When that's a girl confesses to Mitsuha for a second when presumably from Taki's actions in the body, which I still think is pretty gay, even though it's because of Taki. And then, the last one.
Really gay.
It's pretty gay, and then there's the last one, which is, his friend, I'm not gonna remember.
Blushing and calling him
cute. Yes, exactly. I thought, he's he's back to normal.
One of the guys.
I thought he was cute. Yeah. So there you go. That was this. I like that it's not afraid to get into that type of thing. Good job. And it's all kind of based around this, them being, the differences, but it's upholding masculine, feminine, as opposed to the differences in physical forms, I guess. I'm not saying they're being super progressive, but I did really enjoy those elements of it. So I really like in general the what they go through with the body swap. My second favorite sequence of the film is the montage of when they we must be switching places or something like that 30 minutes into the movie, when that's obviously been happening. Yeah. It's not necessarily obviously. We have a solid 15 minutes of her as just her. Which I thought was really good. Mitsuha.
It's obvious.
It's kind of obvious what's happening. And then, they need to establish rules of what's happening. And then they have a montage of how they affect each other's lives. While, Zen 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 is playing by Rod Wimps. Which, I think is a really good song.
Is that actually the title of the song? Zen,
I think
Zen,
it's in Japanese on YouTube, so I can't tell, but I'm pretty sure it's just called Zen Zen Zen. And it has 85 million views on YouTube. If you want to look that up.
I'll let you know.
So that was a genuine hit in Japan this year. Zen Zen Zen. But yeah, the Rod Wimps do I don't know if I'm pronouncing their name right. Japanese rock band do the music for the movie, and I think it's really good.
Those are. I like the last song, and that's about it.
There's 3, I guess, plus the opening. So yeah, last one was good too, and but yeah, I thought that montage sequence was really excellent, and she's we have good thing going with with Akudera senpai, and then and then it's how they're them leaving messages for each other on their phones and stuff like that. I
don't really get how that worked.
So they open up the app, the My Diary app, and then they leave the messages there. Now, considering that they are on nonlinear timelines, this is interesting because, they're kind of, I would say they're going on a path. They obviously are because they only have the memories of what they've had happen so far. But their paths are just not linear with our timeline. They're just jumping around a little bit. So like she visits him first in real life, but it doesn't work with the way they've swapped, as we learn later in the movie.
because he doesn't know who she is because she's from 3 years in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and
then,
it's just time. Time is weird.
time. Yeah,
guys.
I love this movie's use of time, and I also love that this movie doesn't feel the need to explain its mythology too much, because really none of this makes any sense, and you don't get any.
I want them to explain it.
You don't get any explanation for why they're swapping bodies. The best explanation you get is it runs in the girl's family.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like the girl's family's what do you call it?
They run the shrine, yeah.
Yeah, they run the shrine, so they're special, and they get like time traveling powers.
Yeah, and
it's weird, and I want more of an explanation.
Yeah, and the grandma's like, "Oh yeah, that happened to me and your mom," and then we never hear about that again. But I think it works better. I think it works better to not know about it.
It's just casual.
Yeah, what? Though I don't know if that makes any sense. Allie, do you have any thoughts on the thing running in their family? In her family.
I mean, honestly, I didn't really understand it until you guys
It's like
tried
it's like
to
a
explain it just now. I mean, I just thought it was kind of.
Yeah, and it's
in the beginning.
I liked it, but I also didn't really understand it. I don't know. I've become more content with not having all the answers in the show and trying to figure it out. But I was also just too lazy to figure it out. So now I understand it.
So okay, here my first initial thought was, so they established that the comet was coming, whatever. And then, what's her face was like, I want to be a boy in Tokyo, not some girl in the countryside, and I assume it was just like a Make-A-Wish sort of thing, comet coming, like astral magic.
Yeah.
Whatever, but evidently not. But then again, in my favorite thing, Life is Strange, Max gets time travel powers and it's not explained, so I guess I should just stop complaining and just let it be.
Yeah, Max's stuff doesn't get explained either. That's true. But yeah, it's.
Yes, I thought it was that she yelled that because she saw him before and then she thought that was just a dream she had.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting because if we didn't necessarily
she was make that true.
Yeah, we didn't necessarily see the start of everything. So, because in the beginning, it seems like they're forgetting stuff. It seems like they've body swapped once or twice, but they thought it was dreams and it was hazy when they wake up. So it's possible this was incepted into her mind, this desire to be a Tokyo boy, because she'd already had the dreams about it. So I think that would be the argument there.
I don't know. I've never seen Inception, so I can't.
This movie is basically just Inception, Sam. So...
I've never seen that, so I'm sorry. I'm too that film is too mainstream.
It kind of is.
I'd say this movie and Inception are basically the same thing. No, I'm not. Oh, okay. Here's my best point. I'm gonna make all. Here's the best point I'm gonna make all podcast while we're talking about the body swap stuff. So, they track it's kind of a stupid thing, but I think it's really smart. So they track their stuff on their phones through the My Diary app. If this was 3 years ago or 4 years ago, this would not have worked and the movie would never have happened and they would never be able to communicate with each other because iPhones then had a password lock and they wouldn't have known each other's passwords. But now they have the thumbprint lock and the thumbprint works with their physical bodies, so they don't need to know the password, so they can get into each other's phones.
Maybe they just don't lock their phones.
Maybe they just don't lock their phones. That would.
I don't lock my phone.
I'd say most people lock their phones, but I don't know.
Don't steal my phone if you ever see me, people.
But it's like you never see them trying to get onto I can't get onto my email. I don't have the password. But it's just the thumbprint. So I there you go. I think I'm brilliant.
They're also leaving messages on each other's bodies, so maybe at some point they're like, "Hey, my passcode is blah blah blah."
Okay, that's true. Yeah, because at one point you see, on Mitsuharu, the whole thing running down the arm, who are you? What's going on? All that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get Allie to translate that for us.
Yeah, I mean, they translate it on the thing, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I really like
who are you?
Yeah, it's just who are you? What are you doing?
No, but there's a bunch of things on her that says on each other during that montage that Dylan likes.
Oh well, I mean, the subtitles had it down.
Yeah, it was the subtitles were there, so it was fine. So yeah, I really like all that in the first 40 minutes. What else? Anything else from kind of our character introduction?
No.
Okay, Sam, I have one point. I have a point you're gonna like. So, I think this is the most Red String of Fate movie ever. Sam, this is
literally because there is a red string of fate, Dylan.
this is the Red String of Fate, the movie. This is what that is. Like it's the whole thing with the musubi and this is literally just what this movie is.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally a red, weaved cord, but, whatever.
I think this should be the trope, example given on the page.
The picture, the trope picture.
Yeah, it should be the trope picture. I don't think it is.
Let's see if it is.
That's my, if you Google Red String of Fate, it's just it's in every anime, but, first of all, this movie is a Red String of Fate, obviously, because they get the body jumping powers and then they're it's a romance for them. But also, there's just literally a Red String of Fate, so. That's what I would say about that.
No, it's a picture of a school days, whatever that is.
School days.
It's a VN.
Okay. That is. Don't play that. VN.
Why not?
Look up spoilers for that VN. There's a twist ending. That's what I'll say about that.
This thing.
Yeah, that's a different topic. But so let's talk about this romance between I always forget that Mitsuha and Taki. Sam, were you feeling the love between them?
No.
No, I'm not surprised by that answer.
I didn't feel it until they said, I didn't get it when they said, "Oh, I love you." I thought they meant "Oh, I loved your being you." I don't know.
See,
I
don't think
how can they love each other?
Right. I don't know if it's the same love that we would know, right? I think it's something deeper because they've been inhabiting each other.
Deeper.
And, not necessarily straight romantic love. I think there's a lot of components to it,
So you think they're soulmates?
It's kind of it's more like soulmates and it's romance, or not, I feel like they kind of have that type of thing going in the movie.
I agree with the part, you were saying, just on the whole, they, have a different kind of relationship than most because they were literally in, each other's bodies. They lived as each other for a really long time. So they have, a certain bond that's, strange. Not strange, but, really different from, normal romantic love we're used to.
I have a complaint. Your name isn't even on the TV Tropes page for Red String of Fate. Somebody needs to fix this.
Yeah, I think I went to the Your Name page and there's a ton of stuff and I think it was mentioned there.
But it's not on the trope page, Dylan.
Yeah. Well, Sam, you should edit it. So.
No, I don't edit anything on the page.
Allie, were you shipping the Mitsuaki? I'm naming it Mitsuaki.
Is that really okay?
That's what I named it.
There's nothing else to ship other than the gay, and I shipped the gay both times, but I shipped everybody because I shipped everything. Nothing really stuck out at me except for when the friends were oh, they're so cute, and then they were really gay. But then I started I think I shipped the friends together at one point. I don't know. I ship everybody. Nothing really stuck out though. The main romance was what I'm used to, what everybody's used to.
Yeah, I mean it's 5 centimeters per second movie, whatever. I don't even actually remember what happened in that movie, but my perception of 5 centimeters per second is literally just the end of this movie. I feel like that just happened in that movie, but I'm not sure.
It is literally the same ending.
It reminded me of the Butterfly Effect because it's basically the same ending too.
Okay. Yeah.
The butterfly effect is a thing here.
I guess.
Yeah. I'll say that I do ship these two. I think that they're I don't it's not it's just them. They're dynamic. I don't know if it's straight romantic stuff like you said, but I think it's great and it's handled really well.
How can you not ship the two when the movie is all about them and then it shows them in love? It's literally impossible not to.
Because I didn't feel it.
I mean, you don't have to be crazy. I didn't feel it either, but I still shipped it.
I didn't get it.
Because it ended that way.
Are we shipping?
I didn't understand when they said that they loved each other.
I mean, that I understand. That I don't understand.
Are you shipping Mitsuha's two friends? The guy who kind of liked Mitsuha, but also is always with the other female friend, and then they're engaged at the end of the movie.
I like that his name was Tessie.
That was honestly, I was waiting for it.
Yeah. That was the thing. And but yeah, I thought I don't even remember what we're talking about. But
Red String of Fate.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I really like that sequence after Taki drinks the mouth rice sake.
Yeah.
That rhymed. But after he drinks that and he passes out and has like the revelation about the comet. And it's like this sort of like it reminded me of like the Colors of the Wind sequence in Pocahontas and the way it was animated. Sort of like
I really like the animation.
Like watercolory, maybe like pastel-y sort of animation, and it just like went through Mitsuha's life, and it was great. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, the musubi nodding, the kind of like comet like represented the their red string of fate type thing. It was really gorgeously animated. The comet was always gorgeous and stuff like that. And it was all very theoretical, I would say. Like, all that whole musubi sequence is like what's even happening right now.
Theoretical.
Abstract.
Musubi in like an old Japanese lady accent.
Musubi. Yeah, there you go. Like abstract, maybe.
Okay, abstract is a better word for
yeah.
it.
So what do we think of this concept of at the end of the movie they like forget their names and like forget everything about themselves, and it's like the right on
I don't
hand
know
thing.
why that happens. It's so stupid that happens, and I still don't understand it. Like, why do they forget? It doesn't make any sense.
It always happens, Allie.
Okay.
Other than plot purposes, why do they forget?
So Taki, I think, still had like the pen in his little timeline, John, right? Like it dropped on the ground, and like we cut it back to him. He could have written her name down again, like on himself, but he didn't.
I guess he'd forgotten by then. Yeah.
Oh my! No, he didn't. He said it like 5 times, and he was like, "Oh, I don't remember her name."
Yeah.
Whatever.
So
why did he forget though? That's what I don't understand. Like, why is that a thing? Why do messages get deleted?
Yeah. So it's because for some reason the like connection that they have like goes away at that point. I want to explain it with the closer they get to her dying, the closer none of this ever happens type thing. Like this is
that makes sense.
Like I love that. This is a shout out to my favorite game ever, 999, where that they have this type of thing where if it's the closer, this closer you get to like the bad thing happening that you're trying to prevent, then the current things are like disappearing. But that doesn't really explain it because, she saves everyone and then they still don't know each other, even in the good timeline at the end. So, don't think that really works.
I don't there isn't like any time travel thing that like goes back in time to when they didn't swap. Maybe on his end.
I would say there's just this limited period where they got to intersect during the katare doki. I mean, that's like every day, but, it's
kataware doki.
Kataware. Yeah, there you go. I was missing an A there. So it's just,
time is weird.
There's just this like narrow part. Like I said, this isn't really explained, but, they have a small time together because it's like her mom and her grandma. They just forgot eventually. So I guess that's what it would be.
Life is strange. Time is weird.
Yeah, life is strange. Exactly.
It's like a thing that skips a generation.
No, because she said her mom too. So,
but then her mom died. So
look
how well that turned out.
I don't think so. She got sick.
I was gonna say, is that how she died?
Yeah, I guess not.
I don't know.
Maybe that's why.
What do we think of this ending? So, as deep as this movie it has a pretty played for straight Japanese drama ending. Which is like they run up the thing and they look at each other and it's like, hey, Allie, what was your thoughts on this ending?
I think I was sitting there waiting for it to be like sadder. Like I think there was a part at the end where they were like on the bridge and then they just walked away. I thought it was gonna end there because normally that's how Makoto Shinkai does his stuff because he's evil. So part of me wanted it to end that way, but I'm also glad he made it like a way happier ending than I thought it would be. Because, I mean, it's still left on a cliffhanger, but I think it was a good one. It's, like, very bittersweet. It's like they go through this whole thing again. Not the whole thing, but, like, they get to know each other again, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, do you think they remember that
maybe they'll actually fall in love that time.
Yeah. Yeah, will they remember that they
I don't. I just think they recognize each other. And then this time they're actually just going to get to know each other as, like, regular people.
Yeah, that's pretty depressing.
Like, not going into each other's bodies and, like...
all of our memories are gone.
That's pretty depressing.
Irrelevant.
Dude, there's a Life is Strange fanfic that has that ending, and it just bothers me. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like it. The whole movie is for naught. I mean, we save all these people, but they don't remember anything.
Who cares? Who cares about all the people?
What do you exact Life is Strange reference? What do you think of the ending, Sam?
I was very bothered by the guy's model that he didn't change in appearance. He just got taller and put on a suit. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I agree with the model.
Thank you. I mean, she changed. He didn't. Yeah. I didn't understand why. None of his friends changed either.
She was so cute.
So she was aged 8 years, though, and he only aged 5 years. So it is more.
Okay, you know what? I've had multiple haircuts in the past 5 years, Dylan.
Yeah, no, he looks like a lankier version of himself. I agree.
Exactly. Anyway, but the actual content of the ending, I mean, it was nice, good, like, you get to fall in love for real. I was frustrated that they kept walking by each other and wouldn't stop.
Yeah. Well, they don't know each other.
Just like, be like, hey, do I know you? Blah blah blah. But eventually they are, even though they chase each other through this little town and whatever. I don't care. Love is dead. Memories don't exist.
Love is alive. They met each other. They met each other, Sam. It's alive. It's alive. Yeah, I think now that we've talked about this more, I wish they had a little bit more explanation for the fact that they're going to forget everything that happened with the body swapping. Because they never really say that. But like that is what happened. So I wish they would have said like once the comet passes. I guess it's the comet that it's enabling this to happen, right?
Oh, so it's Sozin's comet.
Maybe it's just Sozin's comet in the comet.
And their fire, like the
fire. But the comet happened 200 years ago. But the grandma and mom had it, so not really. But I guess that's the best explanation is that the comet's letting it. I don't know. So once the comet's gone, then none of it happens. Like I wish they would have said like once the comet passes, then.
How about that comet, huh? How it just like decimates the whole entire town? Like wow.
Yeah, I thought that was a really well animated sequence. That was,
and he never heard about it until then. That's the thing. I'm like, if literally everybody and their mother knew about it, how did you not?
Well, it's because he was like jumping timelines, and like he wasn't really fully in this timeline. So,
but like it's still in textbooks and stuff.
Yeah, he could have seen it. He also didn't know the name of the town that he'd been living in for like a month or something.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's true. Yeah, he didn't know the name.
Seems a little far fetched.
But his friends knew about the accident that happened, like because it was on the news. Maybe he just wasn't in town the day it happened.
I would say until that scene happened, he was kind of living in the reality of the ending of the movie where the town, or like he's kind of, that doesn't really make sense, but he's kind of like living in the presence of her. So like it's kind of like, it doesn't make sense in his head, anything that contradicts it. So I don't know. This all doesn't make sense, but, yeah. So there's that element. So what do we think of, I do think there's some I guess weaker sequences to the film. I think the scenes where he goes with or he as her goes with the grandma and sister to like the tree and stuff like that, and she's explaining the musubi and stuff like that. I don't think that was great. I mean, all of it, everything was fine. It was just like a little slow. There's the scene where he's Taki and his friends and Okudera Senpai are looking for the town and stuff like that. I think that was okay.
They ate a lot of things.
Yeah, they kept eating. That's good. That's good.
You gotta eat to keep your energy up, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah, so I don't know. They
were also like, we're gonna die, so let's like, I don't know, like, what's the term? Hoard food, I guess.
Like that
was a different one though. Yeah, that was why did her friend buy all the food when they're like making the plan to blow up the thing and then to get
they needed snacks?
I guess
because they were like, we're gonna die.
I guess so. They really
like that. Haven't you seen like any
fat before we die? I don't know.
Haven't you seen like any that has to be a trope. Like it's like, while people are planning, somebody has to go get the snacks,
I guess that is a trope, yeah. That's true.
Oh, that's totally a trope. That was a trope in Stranger Things. It was a trope in this. It's like a friend group trope.
Yeah.
I would be the person to go get the snacks, by the way.
Wouldn't we all want to be the person to get the snacks? That's the easier job. That's the easier job.
Okay, that's exactly what I would do it.
So, and then the sequence where they're kind of planning to blow up the thing. I think those are slower sequences, but I think overall, like everything really generally does.
Snacks isn't always easy, but if they don't have what you want, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's a good point, Allie. High criticisms here coming from. What else we got here?
She had a really cute haircut at the end.
Yeah. Well, okay. Okay. So Mitsuha with younger Mitsuha with long hair, younger Mitsuha with short hair, or older Mitsuha with long hair.
Younger,
Take it.
short hair.
I love them both. I love them all so
Younger.
much.
I'll go younger with short hair. Who do you like? Pick your character model.
I need to see them. I don't even remember.
Yeah, you didn't rewatch it, I guess.
I'm gonna go Mitsuha with long hair. Mitsuha with short hair because bisexual haircut.
Yes,
exactly. She got the bisexual haircut. Yeah, at the end. I love that. By the way, that was another thing I loved. Like she cuts her hair short, and they don't necessarily explain it, but like I think it's pretty clear to me because she lives half her life as this guy with short hair, and she gets used to it, and she's like, oh, I'm just gonna cut my hair short in my girl life too. I love that. Thoughts?
Yes.
Agree? Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
I love it. But
yeah.
that's a thing in Japan. Like people, or I guess Asia, like people like believe in the thing that's like, oh, if you want to change your life or like restart your life, just cut your hair because it's like new image, new you, blah blah blah. So it's like a lot of people do that over there.
Yeah, that's new her. She cuts her hair right in time to die in the first timeline, so that's fun. It's true. That's
I gotta look good for my death, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it fresh.
Yeah, what else we got? So I want to say
fresh to death.
Fresh to death? No, that's a bad hashtag.
That's not. I think that's a good hashtag. We should get that trending.
Dylan.
When the apocalypse comes.
Yeah, when the apocalypse comes, we'll get that. I really like
fresh to death.
Yeah, I really like the Okudera Senpai character. I think she's like, I forget the word for this, but she's like the Tokyo girl who's into fashion that they associate with that one district. But I'm forgetting. But it's like an actual
Harajuku girl. You think so? She's
Harajuku?
Totally not like that at all.
That's what she comes across to me. Like she didn't necessarily do that but yeah,
no,
I like
Harajuku girls like are crazy and they like dress in pink and
right. But that's what I'm saying.
Anime.
Like she's not,
she's chill. Dude.
Well, yeah, she's not anime in her dress, I guess, but she's like a real person, like she's just like this like cool girl who's and she's just like comes across as a person.
I guess so. I don't think she would be defined as a Harajuku girl. She'd just be like a typical Tokyo girl.
I guess so, yeah. And she's also in college too, and like he's, I don't know, and I guess he's a senior. I don't think that was really clear, but yeah, I like her characterization. She was good, and then all of the characters were pretty good. Who haven't we mentioned?
I didn't like the little sister. She was annoying.
She was the strict little sister. She's great.
I love her.
She's like, stop grabbing your boobs.
Yeah, that was great. I love that. She's great. Grandma was great. It was good. Also little sister looks
I don't know how to feel about the grandma or the dad. I don't know which one is like more evil.
Grandma's not evil. What are you talking about?
Evil.
Grandma's nice. Dad is evil.
She like forces her to do stuff she doesn't want to do though. It's like
I don't think she. No, I think she's into it. No, I think she's into it.
Keep the family tradition alive and be a part of the shrine.
I think Mitsuha wanted to do it. I mean, I don't think she liked the life there, but I think of the
okay, if she wanted to, fine.
Well, okay, good thing the town is destroyed, so nobody ever has to do any of that stuff ever again.
Yep, traditions are dead. Ancient Japanese traditions are dead. But yeah, even when everyone lives, the town is still destroyed, so that's fun. Yeah, little sister looks like Kyon's little sister from Haruhi, by the way. Kyon-kun Denwa. There you go. And what else we got? What's the so we had the other sequences at this 2 more song sequences at the end, kind of with all the drama, red string stuff. Talked about the Kataware Doku scene, which I thought was excellent. Random stuff from the movie we haven't discussed yet, Sam.
I don't know.
I think we're good. I mean, we covered most stuff here.
Dialects.
Talk about
masculine dialects.
Well, talk about that, Allie. The differences in the we talked about that in the beginning a little bit, but the differences in how they talk. And was there any difference between like the Tokyo dialect and the rural Japan dialect?
Yeah, she was using some kind of I don't know what dialect. I want to say probably like Kyushu or something like that. So it was done accurately. I mean, I wanted to know if you guys had an opinion on it because we were talking about if they did it into a dub, it would like be really annoying and like probably impossible to do. And that's why I'm just like, that's part of why I liked the way it was done. I don't know. Well, I mean, the voice acting was just done so well, like with the like intonations and what there's like a term, not characteristics, but like nuances of like Japanese masculine and feminine like terms or just like little things at the end of sentences, and it was just done so well. Like I really enjoyed it. Like with anime, like I mean, if there is like a body swap, whatever, it has never like been like you can hear it in the voice that they're a different person. This is like the first time I really experienced that, like with something that isn't live action.
I think it's really good. I think for the parts that will translate are kind of just them talking like higher pitched or lower pitched. Like I think Taki Mitsuha inhabiting Taki sounded.
I hate that that's the way it has to be portrayed.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty typical portrayal. Like I think the most blatant one was her inhabiting him. He talked like higher pitched and acted more feminine, whatever.
No, I mean I was gonna say no, they didn't really talk higher pitched. I was saying like if they did it in English, that would be the only way they would distinguish
I think it happened.
Like the thing that I liked about it was that his voice didn't really change.
I mean, it's still the same voice actor, you know. I thought there's a difference, IMO, but you know, there wasn't a blatant difference. Her as him versus her, I think was good. I think she portrayed both of those well. And yeah, so I really like that dynamic and everything at the end, and yeah, just great, very good movie. Can't wait to see it in high quality. I think they said the Blu-ray may not come out until like summer, so that's fun. But
Moo!
Yeah, in like in Japan even. I'm not even talking about it in the US.
You gotta import it, bro.
No, in Japan even, dude.
Import it.
In the summer, I
guess.
Just
download it.
Well, yeah. Once the reason they're holding out is because once it comes out on Blu-ray, it'll be online. So, they want it to air in the US first, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're using the wrong words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want it to be released in the US first. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. I guess the Zen 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 song is called "Previous Life" is the translation to the Japanese. I'm seeing that on previous. So there you go. There you go. I think.
What's the actual title in Japanese?
It translates to previous life. There you go. I mean, I can send you the characters.
Is it there?
No, but is it just Zen Zen Zen?
It's that's what it says in English. That's what it's. I don't know if that's just the English version of that, but it's you know, I sent you the Japanese character. You can see. Apparently, yeah. So I think Taki and Mitsuha are two of the better characters of the year. Mitsuha especially, I really liked, and just great movie overall, high emotions, and really excellent portrayals. I feel like this is I don't remember 5 centimeters too well, but I think it's a step above that. It's got a lot of great narrative elements and stuff like that, and I definitely hope this is nominated for the animation Oscar.
Animation, or could get the best like foreign film animation as animation.
I don't think it is on the short list for that. It is on the short list for best picture.
Really, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's 300 films on it, but it's
still
those are the ones that were submitted for that, like rather than I guess best. Anyway, they at the very least they submitted for best picture, so that's good. But like so is all the other animated releases, but yeah, so I hope this gets the nomination. I do think that we'll talk about this. We'll have a separate podcast, but I think this could get that 4th or 5th spot. I think there's 3 certains, and then it's like Finding Dory and this are probably the front runners for the last 2.
Oh, who cares about Finding Dory?
I mean, me.
Okay, done.
Yeah, so
Finding Dory was just a Finding Nemo, but with Dory.
Certainly this film was better than Finding Dory, but I do think Finding Dory is good. Okay, that's it. Let us know what you thought of Your Name, comments, or, and I guess try to keep comments, if you're gonna, cause we had a non-spoiler section here, so if you're gonna comment in the comments on the website or on YouTube, try to like say spoilers in the beginning of your post if you're talking about spoilers, and then, other than that, YouTube comments, website comments, and Tumblr and stuff like that. Love to hear what you thought about the movie. And, yeah, if you haven't seen and you're still listening, thumbs down, but, you should check it out anyway. So, overlyanimated.com, so you can find everything about us, and you can consider supporting us at patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons, Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, Rachel, John, Ryan, Catherine, Taylor, Devon, Jay, John, Finish, and Victoria, Katrin, and Steve, aka Fever Mitch, Gunner, Steve, Speech Change, Nathan Fillion, Buzz Lightyear, Man, Rich Rose, Chandra, Brian, Cook Cat, Needle, Diamond Day, Jewel, Garfield, Fusion, Scarlet, Patron Kitchen, Freaking Commenter, Steve. Any final thoughts on Your Name?
Nah.
Sam.
Good.
Yeah,
that's
good stuff. Good stuff.
It wasn't a waste of time.
Wow, high praise there from Sam. Wasn't a waste of time. Yeah.
Okay, it was good, and it made
I
me
mean,
feel
honestly,
things,
I
but
didn't think
kinda-
Sam would like this movie, so this is
No,
praise.
this isn't Sam's type of movie. Right?
Oh, what is Sam's type of movie?
I mean, not the earnestly straight movie. You
Gayer,
know?
first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Okay, well, you know what? We all have to put up with certain things in life, and I had to put up with straight media. Okay, that's what I had to put up with.
Yeah, and this is.
But you know, I prefer my straight media to be more depressing.
This was kind of depressing. For
This
a
was
lot of it.
I mean, she died.
Yeah, and then she came back to life. And,
Yeah, exactly. So,
there you
and
go.
then they didn't remember each other, and it was kind of sad.
So does that mean Mitsuha is Chloe? Is that what that is?
Yes.
She did not die as many times as Chloe.
Well,
so.
yeah, but you know, Chloe's my love of my life. So
how many times die equals how much Sam loves them? Is that what that is?
like, no, you know, this is not a Life is Strange podcast.
Oh, it's not? Okay. Yeah,
No,
there
but
you go.
for the record, I really love the character Chloe.
Yeah. There you go. So, let us know what you thought, and thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.